vision in the Fern Ridge School District, provide excellence for every student so that each will reach their greatest potential. Thank you to the members of the public who have joined us. As a reminder, school board meetings and work sessions are meetings of the board held in public, providing an opportunity to observe the board's discussion and actions. In an effort to conduct official board business, we ask the audience be respectful and refrain from questions, comments, and unnecessary noise while the board conducts the meeting. There is an opportunity for citizen comment tonight, and the board looks forward to hearing from those who signed up. I will share some reminders when we get to that portion of the meeting. Also, please note that all board meetings are live streamed and posted on the school board area of the website. And now it looks like we have two citizenship awards. One, go ahead, Billy.
I'll start because we were May. Okay, I have some notes on my phone. My assistant is Renita. Stand on up. I know you don't want to. So she was at Alberta last month, so she wasn't able to attend that meeting, but I have her teacher who wrote some notes. Renita is an exemplary student. She goes above and beyond expectations with her work ethic, writing skills, and creativity. She has a quick wit and a great sense of humor. She is willing to help anyone, and she has a deep knowledge of Harry Potter. Ms. Herbert says that you are thoughtful and kind. You are a good friend to everyone, and you have been a joy to teach. Personally, I witnessed your kindness many times, but I remember there was a student this year who I was meeting with kind of weekly, and he was sharing with me some struggles he was having making friends. And I asked him who he had connected with, and he said you. And he said you are the kindest person that he had in his class and that he had in 5th grade, and that he could always talk to you and go to you when he needed someone. So that's a really great skill. So congratulations and excellent job.
All right, this is Aubrey Flowers, and what I want you to know is she is dedicated because she had to get off of work today to be here. So she graduated, started a job, told me she couldn't make it, and look who's here. So Aubrey was chosen to be a leader at camp this year for outdoor school, and I had the pure honor of following her group around and watch them eat flowers and not eat the bad flowers. And then at one point, she talked me into pretending like something was poop. And the kids were like, why are you eating that? So, there is a true jokester in here. But they're gonna talk about that. But in the front office, Aubrey is always this warm smile, and she has great attendance. So she was always there and always able to help us, even when no one else was there because of whatever activity was going on. So when she was away at outdoor school, we truly missed you. And I think that's probably why you got this vote from Tammy. So anyway, Aubrey is just amazing, and we're going to miss you next year. And I thank you for being here today because I thought you were going to be here.
So will the two citizenship winners lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We have just one public comment, and because it's already been submitted and Bree's gonna just read it into the record, I don't think that I need to. I got to do this.
My name is Bree Stone. You can with me. And my son will be a senior next year. Last month, there was a public comment that targeted more than one of our students. As this person is not employed by the school district and has no access to the areas she claims these incidents took place, it's nothing but rumors and hearsay. Our students are protected by federal law, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA. Even if someone does know details of a student records, those private records are protected by law. Our students should never have anything in their private lives disclosed in a public setting such as this, regardless of whether or not they are true. The public comment policy states, while speakers may during public meetings offer objective criticism of school operations and programs, the board will not hear personal complaints concerning district personnel or against any person connected with the school system. Our students are people connected with the school system. I am furious that not a single member of the board spoke up and stopped this as this was happening. It is even more appalling that one of our students gave public comment the month before stating they were concerned about their fellow students being bullied by adults online. Their concerns were not taken seriously. Instead, the bullying came into this room and everyone stayed silent. Mrs. McCann even thanked the person for speaking. If the board members actually do care about all of our students and their safety, this would not be allowed and would have been promptly stopped. I urge the board to take immediate action to protect all of our students from this behavior by adding 4 students to the policy or adding more detail on the long form of the public comment policy that specifically protects our students and to enforce this policy in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, the approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the May 19th regular session minutes as presented.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
4-0. Passes. Quanah, are you ready for the enrollment?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Great, thank you. As of June 1st, our in-district enrollment was 1,275, which is 9 below our budgeted number. At the elementary level, we are down by 6. At the middle school level, we are up by 28. And at the high school level, we are down by 31. We also have 5 more out-of-district placements than projected in the budget. And that's all I have on that enrollment report.
Any questions from the board? We're ready for your general fund revenue and expenditure report. All right.
As of May 31st, we have received 104% of our budgeted revenue compared to 101% at the same time last year. We have spent 78% of our operating expenditures. Last year, we were similar at 77%. And I'll have one more. In July, I'll have the June report for year end. Does the board have any questions on this report, though?
Yeah, I do. I just want to clarify that the earnings on investments are because there's a lot of bond money in the bank right now.
That's part of it. Actually, the bond interest goes back into the bond. But that could be interest. It's just on our pool account. The interest rates have been pretty high for a while, so we've been earning a lot of interest the last couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'll take a motion.
Move to accept the May 31st, 2025 financial report as presented.
Second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 4-0. Aye. You're up.
Hi, my name is Bo Gottfried. I'm the manager for Child Wealth, which we do the food service at Fernwood School District. Looking back a little bit at 2024, we have mostly returning staff. Some of them have been here for 20, 30 years. Most people know Violet, who's been here forever. She's amazing. This year we did have to hire 3 new people. Melissa Anderson, whose daughter was here getting an award. And then Melissa Gannon and Lucas LaBelle. That was all at the high school. We had a little turnover at the high school. We lost one to retirement and we didn't have a driver until we hired this year and I took decided to go to a church. But we've done a pretty good job with this staff. It looks like everybody's returning for next year at this point. It always changes in the summer. But I think everybody has enjoyed their staff they have. I know Olivia at the middle school basically threatened me if I changed her staff. So, we've done some holiday meals every year and stuff like that. And both the holiday meals and the barbecue didn't see a major increase this year. I think we're pretty much at our capacity where the schools will show. They're both great events. The parents are gonna come down to the elementary schools and you have lunch with their child. They don't have to have the lunch that we provide, they can bring their own. But it's great to see all the families together and stuff like that. We did a voting event this year, where the kids decided what their favorite meals were, and stuff like that, and from that information, we audited the menu a little bit and made some changes and stuff like that. Every 3 years, we, as a food service school district, gets audited by the state to make sure we're maintaining the state requirements. We're serving the right food, the right quantities. They check the menus, they check the items we buy, make sure they have limited salt, they're a whole grain, and stuff like that. And every 3 years, we have that audit. This year, we had that audit, and we did very well on it, thanks to Kwana's help. We did learn that we're doing field trips a little wrong. Basically, we were just letting them have the field trip, but we had to have choice of milk, stuff like that. Just some minor stuff that we had to adjust. And some of the training that I provided the staff didn't get into production, so obviously I did a poor job of training that staff, so we fixed that issue. And we do put newsletters, thanks Liberty, on the Fernwood School District website about what's happening at the school districts or at the food service. This year, one of the things that we were able to do, thanks to spend down money and stuff like that, we had a glutton, I think, of money available. The best way to describe it, they put a generator on the refrigerator freezer outside of the high school. We got new equipment, we got new steamers for the elementary schools that allows us to do a little bit more fresher vegetables instead of cooking them at the high school and bring them and serving them 2 hours later. They actually serve them right before service. Fernwood Middle School got the little item in the middle of the hot and cold well. It's a wonderful piece of equipment. Unfortunately, I couldn't measure, but one of the wells could be frozen, one of the wells could be hot next to each other, which is amazing. That allowed us to separate the meals for Fernridge because they went from three lunches to 2 lunches, and the line for the hot food was so long and stuff like that. We were able to split that up, and we got some new shelving and a new tilt skillet for the high school. Any questions?
I want to thank Bo, in particular with the audit this year, schools or the policies and regulations on a wide range of topics are extensive, and there is none greater than food service. If you ever want to read that manual, it could put you to sleep. And then, kind of pointing out all the additions with some of the money we used to upgrade facilities. I think the generator is a really big deal. And we've often, maybe not every year, but every other year, have had power outages for a day or two. And now we'll be able to run our freezer and the whole kitchen actually, if the power goes out.
I appreciate you guys thinking of Charles and selecting them, and it's our pleasure to serve you.
Thank you. Thank you. Student representatives to the board.
Well, this is our last meeting, so I wanted to thank the board for the time they've given us and the positions we were able to hold. Also want to say congratulations to Jake and I think Randy, right? And thank you for coming out early to see how it goes. So what I wanted to do with my last session here was to review the student representative policy. Last board meeting, there was some dispute about the abilities or the rights of the student representatives. So I looked back in the policy and asked some questions about it, and what we were able to determine is that as a student rep, we both have the same privileges of discussion as the other board members. Meaning we can ask questions, we can chip in on things. We also have that time specifically in the agenda to offer student perspectives and thoughts. And that is not a public comment, that is what our position in the agenda is for. That it's set up that way, I think, so that way students don't have to come out for a public comment and they can just give us their perspectives and their thoughts and their opinions. As well as they also trust us to be the student voices on this board here. So with that, I think Fern has a piece and then I have more to share after.
I wanted to say thank you for allowing us the time to be school board representatives. It was a great time. Congratulations to you and to Riley as well. Well, I usually am the one that provides all the different agendas or like different events that happen at the high school, but there has not been a lot. And I think it is more important for me to share this than what it was before. I have, as stated in the school board policy, it is our right as school board student representatives to share student perspectives and opinions. During the last school board meeting, there was an interruption when JT expressed his opinions as a student, even though, as I already stated, it is allowed for school board representatives to express student opinions. Therefore, today, to hopefully not be stopped when giving my report, I will not be talking from my own thoughts, but rather I will serve as a voice for many students at my high school who were kind enough to share answers to 2 questions I asked them when I was filling my report. The answers from the students come from students from different backgrounds, different perspectives, friend groups, and grades. The first thing that I asked them was if they had heard about the school board prior to the 2024-2025 school year, or how they found about it. The answers to these questions varied. However, most of them agreed that it was this year they learned the most about it. A senior student responded with, I heard some things about our school board previous to this year, but overall, I have heard a lot more about the school board this year from general student discourse and more than I had previous years. Some students agreed that they had learned more about the school board from the student representatives, such as a junior that said, I knew about the school board, but I did not know what it was about or what they did until this year. I found about it from Vern and JT and Cody, the leadership advisor. And a senior that said, I heard about the school board since sophomore year, but I only know what is going on because of Vern and JT. My second question was, what do you think or know about the current members of the school board? Students were kind enough to consider JT and I, just as the policy does, as part of the board. A student said, I think the school board student representatives JT and Fern from the Elmira leadership class did a fantastic job of voicing and communicating about issues and other things that were going on with students and allowing voices to be heard, especially when outdoor school was happening. I am happy to see that students came together to support each other in times of need. Another student replied with, I think current members such as Vernon JT are great and really represent my beliefs. They want to spread positivity and respect amongst students. Some students changed their tone when expressing about other board members. They added, members such as Kathleen Pisola let their emotions get the best of them and then do not let others get their opinions in by taking over them. Her views are frankly outdated and she should be more educated on the subjects. A senior shared opinions with a student when saying school board member Kathleen Pisola lacks professionalism by questioning the student representatives in such a manner that they did on the last school board meeting. In addition, the great majority of students said that the current member, Lisa McCann, was unqualified and inefficient. A senior response said, after attending and watching recordings of numerous meetings, member Lisa McCann consistently exhibited unprofessionalism and stubborn behavior. Her comments during meetings often involve pointless arguments and belittling others. Another senior added, I believe our current board members are qualified. However, I believe some of them, such as Lisa McCann, lack professionalism. From watching school board meetings online, I have seen repeatedly that Lisa does not follow the regular rules set in place by the board. These students worries about how the new and current board will care of those certain groups of students, such as BIPOC students and LGBTQIA+ students as well. I think Carpenter is a student model member, and the other should strive to be like him, was said by a senior student. And Andrea Larson is a good mediator and keeps the subject on topic, was said by a junior student as well. That's pretty much it. Other responses that were not included in the report were of those that did not know what the school board was or that did not know information about the current members. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then what I wanted to end it on and wrap it up with, for the continuing members and for the new members, I know two of them are here. I don't think the third one is. I want to remind you all of your board member oath of office. In that oath, you swear to support the Constitution of the state of Oregon and the laws thereof. A lot of the discourse that came out of this year, especially from public comments, was people urging the school board and the district to ignore state law in favor of targeting and separating transgender students. That goes against state law. It is supported by state law, and it has been supported by other court cases in the state of Oregon. I found an example of one in Dallas where it was ruled that you can't force a transgender or gender non-inclusive student to take a third option. That student has the right to choose which facilities and bathrooms, locker rooms, things like that fit best for them. I am bringing this up because I'm concerned for the district in the future. Because if the board decides to go against that law, then our district will be opening itself up for lawsuits, and that will take away valuable time and school district dollars. With that, I wanted to congratulate the elected school board members, and I hope to continue working with you in the future, even as just a public citizen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to know, JT and Ferd mentioned, but one of our new, Sydney, Miss Vandekar last week, let me know who our new reps were for next year. You see Jake, he is one of them, and Riley. So I was, I gotta go over and chat with them next week or last week and meet them and kind of explain the role. I know JT and Fern have talked to them. So congratulations to them and thank you, Fern and JT, for, you didn't miss a single meeting. I don't think. You might have the best attendance.
They even came in from outdoors. And I just want to reiterate what I said at the awards is that you've just been really outstanding representatives for Elmira High School. And I really appreciate your bravery some of the adults were not acting nearly as adult as you were. Fern Ridge Educators Association.
So I want to talk about, we just wanted to end with just some pictures from the end of the year. So we just, some people were like, come on, we're already done with school, come on. And I said, just put a couple more slides together, show them the last month. So, Elmira Elementary, last quarter was different STEM projects, and then they built the tallest marshmallow spaghetti tower on the right. And then kindergartners went to the fire station and everyone had to turn a spraying a fire hose, which is always exciting to do.
Yes. Definitely did it.
And then I thought this one was fun, seeing Miss Marshall's starring as a fantastic unicorn, and then the carpenter was the rep. In this staff versus student kickball game. So that looked like a lot of fun, and wishing I taught elementary some days rather than having to prepare students for final exams. That's preparing them. And I'll trade jobs with some just outfits maybe. And then Benita, just lots of different adventures. I mean, we've heard about outdoor school a lot. Second graders went to Public Works. Went to City Hall, lots went to the pool for some swimming and water safety. And it sounded like some went to the Raptor Center and the Science Factory in Eugene. So lots of field trips and enrichment activities for Fern Ridge students, which is always awesome. And Kona Ice is always a big hit. I know it is at the high school sometimes as well. Field days are always fun. Of course, the kinder celebration and fifth grade promotion. And they're just wishing everyone a great summer. Want to talk about this?
I'm happy to talk about the middle school. So we had the 8th grade promotion night, class of 2029, just in case you're marking your calendar. It was really beautiful. They had the students each spotlighted with some information about them, so we could see what their hobbies were, or what their dreams are, or what they enjoyed most about being at the middle school, which was really great insight into those kids before they head off to the high school. They also got to go to the pool and have a nice cool off event there as well. And then the rest of the students, that 6th and 7th graders, had their field day. There was a lot of different activities taking place. We had some indoor activities, some calm, quiet space for those who had already been outside and had enough. We had chalk. If you go look at the beautiful murals on the driveway heading towards the back parking lot, there's a bunch of chalk cards. There's one that's gigantic. We had some physical activity exercises out on the field and some in the gym. We had flag football and some basketball and some other stuff going on. The pictures, by the way, on the left there, yeah, that's not our school. Those are stock photos because everyone was having way too much fun to take out a camera and take pictures. So there's that. There's that.
High school, we had 3 seniors, mid to later May, we had an assembly in the theater, or actually it was during lunchtime. Sign onto their schools for sports in college, so you can see volleyball, track and field and softball for Layla Canal and Josie. So it was exciting. And then graduation, of course. One thing I wanted to mention though, because I don't know if anyone ever talked about it, on the Tuesday of the seniors' last day, the staff actually got in on a little senior prank, where we took up their parking spots. And so we were like, we looked like we didn't know how to park. And they were so thrown off that morning and like, you took a parking spot and what the heck? And it was actually affecting the juniors a lot too, so it was good. And then we had, you know, signs on our cars saying, happy last day. So that was pretty fun to do as a staff, but graduation, of course, you can see all the different pictures of the Tammy as a speaker, handing out diplomas, the students reading the names. JT is valedictorian, and Beach and Sid. And then all the graduates. So that was a really fun time, and I heard not quite as hot as in the gym for the middle school. Graduation promotion goes. Yeah, it was really hot last Monday. All right, and then just from Freya, we would just like to thank Mark and Andrea. I was thinking of 2 words that came to mind with them, and Mark, I always think of sports and helping out all the basketball games. You're always at the football games, running scoreboard at basketball and things like that. Andrea, you're always seem to be around with OBA, and we just wanted to thank you guys. And then we just wanted to welcome in July to Brian, Mark, and WC. And then just a happy summer to everybody.
So I do want to just mention that at the elementary schools, all the celebrations are primarily funded by the parent groups. And so all of us have given dollars and dollars and dollars to, and so it doesn't go to waste. And I have a question. Did they still do the boat races at the pool, or did that get kiboshed?
Do you know, I haven't heard anything about the boat races, but I'll put it on my list to ask what's going on with that.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
We got it.
Oh, we got something?
It got kiboshed because the city said it was too much of a mess with all the.
It was cardboard.
So, yeah, so I kind of respectfully asked that we plan something different.
Globally.
That's, yeah, real base.
Sure. I do not have much. I would start off similar to everybody else. Thank you to Fern and JT. I think you guys had better attendance than the rest of us. I don't know if anybody else was here were you here every single one? I feel like all of us missed at least one.
Maybe one. I think I saw you here. Wrong.
Same, Mark and Andrea, so many years. I just can't imagine a school board without you, but you've done your time and hopefully you get to enjoy your Monday nights. Going back to that uniform costume, that was the hottest day of my entire life. It was 100 degrees outside and I was pouring sweat. I just ran a marathon and didn't sweat even a third. I mean, it was disgusting. Billy made me like, I had to go in and take a break. I should have really thought about that. I can't promise that will ever happen again. What else? Just some updates for you guys that what I'll be working on over the summer. I have most of July off, but the next few weeks and then coming back in August, just working on our MTSS handbook, which are multi-tiered systems of support. So really having a K-12 system. We have really strong systems at every level, but really trying to align them and make sure that we're focused on our resources. Within that will be K-12 attendance. Within that will be our assessment plan, OSAS scores, all of that kind of thinking and planning. The other thing I would do is just really acknowledge some of the hard work that our teachers are doing, that they do every day, but also the work over summer. We have 6 teachers that will be doing like a college level literacy course over summer. Last year we had 16. We have all of our K2 teachers and IA signed up for a pretty intensive literacy 2-day thing. This is over their summer break. We have at least one middle school math teacher attending like a week-long session. So people are kind of going above and beyond on their days off. So appreciation for that. We have kids getting ready to go. We have 36 incoming kinders that get their little red shirt kindergarten program. It's amazing. If you need some joy, come watch. And then our website, I'm sure Gary will talk about it or update, but July 1st, we'll go live with a very fancy new website. That's all I have. Thank you. Yeah.
As the daughter of a high school English teacher, I can guarantee you that no teachers take the summer off. Okay, superintendent's report.
I'll just touch base on a couple things. First one, Ms. Marshall mentioned the website. It will, for the last 2 months, they've been building it behind the scenes. It'll go live July 1st. I'm sure there'll be some glitches. Some things we need to update because a lot of things that we've changed in the last 2 months when they kind of took essentially a picture of our current website and then developed into theirs aren't there. But certainly by the time kids roll around in August, it should be raring to go. Bond update. I continue to wait for the time that the high school athletic project tells me they're behind schedule. That hasn't happened yet. We haven't had any. There's been lots of little problems, but no big ones. So we remain on track. The goal is to have a football game there Friday night, September 5th. Today, actually Saturday, we started work on the high school science classrooms with asbestos abatement. The workers were in there today going. High school parking lot, either right now or first thing in the morning, it's getting changed, routed through there, so you won't be able to pass through the parking lot. The only entrance to Orchid Health will be off of Falcon, and there'll be fencing where they can just park right in front of the clinic. Everything else will be shut down. The 2G construction, who's doing also Finite Elementary, they started today as well. And let's see, mechanical, things are also happening. The only project that we haven't solicited bids or received bids on yet is the outdoor work at the middle school. The day that we accept bids is June 26th at 3 o'clock. Which brings me, so everything with the bond, we're on track, things are looking good. However, one issue I'm looking to help ask the board to help me solve is June 26th at 3 o'clock is when the bids are due for that work. And then the board needs to award that contract. So one option would be to wait till July 21st. But that letter really puts that a month behind. Another option would, we could maybe call a meeting early in July, but it'll take a little longer. We need to swear in new members, etc. So what I'm asking is if at least 3 of you could be available for maybe an earlier meeting, June 26th at say 5:30, one item on the agenda. It could be all virtual. We could do it here too if you wanted to, but it could be all virtual. Scott will log in virtually, share who the winning bid was at 3 o'clock. Him and I will sit down, review all them all, select the winning bidder, and then present that to you. He would present who the contractor is, make sure they're within budget, make sure he's recommending them, and the board would need to take action on awarding that contract. So I guess my question is, and if the 26th doesn't work, there's some other day. I think the 26th is a Thursday. Can you confirm that?
It is.
Yeah, so could do it Friday, could do it Monday. But again, just gets us started the clock earlier if we can inform the morning of the 27th that whoever the winning bidder is, so.
And if all things being equal, it's just based on the lowest bid.
Yeah, it's just based on, as long as they met all the other requirements.
Right. I can be available.
Yeah.
We can do whatever time works for folks.
I can as well.
Okay, we just need 3, so if we get 3, we're good. Does that work for you that night?
Yeah, I'll make.
Okay. We'll shoot for 5:30. If something changed, let me know. I'll email Scott after the meeting tonight. We'll get it set. I'll plan on just making it all virtual, but Bree and I will need to be set up in here. So if somebody wants to come down here, they can. If you can't log in virtually, it'll just be one item on the agenda. Bree, early that week, we'll do a regular board meeting notice that we're having a board meeting, but the agenda will just be that one item. Okay, great. And then lastly, just to recognize some of our outgoing board members. Well, Bree got you some plants, Mr. Bonsai Guy Mark. And the staff signed, all the staff in the district just signed a thank you plaque to our outgoing board members. We will get that one to Barbara. And
Thank you.
thanks again. And that's all I have.
Sworn as you can cry. Thank you all very much. So we need to open the public hearing on the 25-26 budget to public comment.
No public comment was submitted.
And is that the same as? Or the,
Also, anyone here, whether it's board members or audience members can make a comment on.
okay. Great. No comments, then let's close the public hearing on the 25-26 budget. And I will take a motion.
What, besides the resolution number, what else needs to be included in the motion?
I think you can just mention the resolution 24/25-13.
Yeah, and just mention the imposing of the taxes.
So
Yeah.
The landlord property
you
taxes,
scroll it up a little bit.
Yes.
just want to make sure I do it right, so we don't.
Yeah, so you're just adopting the total 60 million and the resolution imposing the taxes and categorizing under resolution number 242513.
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 24-25/13 in the total of 60,662,108 and the imposing the tax rate of 1,000 assessed value of 4.8240 for permanent rate and in the amount of 2.63.081 for debt services and general obligation bonds.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0.
Impressive number reading. That was so much.
Done it a couple times, but just want to make sure.
So we have a second reading of the proposed policy updates, which is actually just one.
Yeah, I think I've got it for you guys tonight.
There was just a pull and replace, so the whole
Yeah.
thing is new.
I'll make a motion to approve the policy update as presented.
Second.
I will second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
For discussion, I would actually like to move to take this to next month.
There's already been a motion in second, so we have to vote on that first.
It has been moved and seconded, but with no discussion. All in favor, aye.
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 Lisa, do you vote nay?
Then
Okay. 3-1, it does pass. Licensed employees. Resignations, new hires, transfers, and other.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the listed licensed employees resignation, new hires, transfers, and others as says on the agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you, Kathleen. It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. And then we have the non-licensed personnel report, just for information. Any late items, closing comments, board community involvement? All right, meeting adjourned.
Oh, Andrea,
Oh, yes, Juana.
sorry, this is Kwana. I just noticed I pulled up that resolution and one of the lines did not get changed from last year, and I just wanted to note that. I will change it before signing. It's number 2 there. It says 2,636,081. It should say that number at the bottom, which is 2,742,000. That
Oh,
that other number was the 24-25 number. So I just wanted to note that to you, that I will correct that line to match the bottom line.
okay, thank you, Juana.
Yeah.
Now it's really adjourned. Oh, and just note, that June 20th, the school offices are closed for the summer, and July 7th through the 22nd, kindergarten in transition.
What's going on?
Needs-